Hey all, here OS Reviews. In this video, we're taking a quick hands-on look at the Emu Rock. This is a wireless fingerprint scanner or reader designed for macOS, Linux, and Windows computers. Roughly the size of an Oreo cookie, very compact. It's also crafted out of aluminum alloy, looking like a mini Mac as far as the design is concerned. Now, if you're a Windows user, you might be scratching your head a little bit because even though a fingerprint scanner is neat to have, allowing you to more quickly unlock your computer without typing in a really long password, your finger acts as the unique identifier with up to 99.99% accuracy, similar to something like Touch ID. It's more convenient with just one click, saving you potentially on time. But you might be thinking, fingerprint scanners aren't anything new, so what makes this one unique or different? Well, as a bit of background, macOS and Apple products have tended to be more locked down when it comes to supporting third-party fingerprint readers. Also because Apple sells the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID, aka that fingerprint scanner on the top right-hand corner, and so they have an incentive for customers to buy their proprietary first-party keyboard with this functionality added in, selling for a couple $100s, which is very expensive, but honestly, accessories are where most tech companies make the most revenue and money in. So historically, if you're looking at a MacBook that doesn't have a built-in Touch ID fingerprint scanner, like the base version of the new MacBook Neo, previous generation MacBooks, as well as a desktop computer, a Mac Mini, or even a studio setup, you could connect a laptop to a monitor and use it for work, but you don't really want to open up your computer every single time to unlock it. And then adding something like this, which just sits on the side of your desk, wirelessly connecting to the computer via Bluetooth, enabling one touch to unlock, can actually be quite helpful. So previously, there's been some DIY members that have tried to disassemble a official Apple Touch ID keyboard, take out that official fingerprint scanner, and make it into their own small reader. But that obviously takes a ton of work, effort, and you have to still spend the money to basically get one of those keyboards, which kind of defeats the point. This thing is going to be much more cost effective, it's pre-assembled, so there is no additional DIY or complex steps required, making it a more practical choice. Now at this point, you might also be wondering, well, how does this work? How are they able to interface this with macOS, which is notoriously picky for recognizing fingerprint scanners? Instead of being labeled as a fingerprint scanner in the macOS operating system, it's being recognized as a smart card, using cryptographic challenges and secret keys generated securely on the device to authenticate the user. Again, all of the data, though, never leaves the physical device itself. So in a way, you can say it's a bit of a workaround, or it's trying to trick the system by emulating it as a PIV smart card, and PIV stands for Personal Identity Verification, which is a native feature of the macOS operating system. Afterwards, you're able to use it for secure login, as well as sudo commands. If you are a developer, you don't have to type in your password every single time to push things into repositories, just simply using your finger to do that. So really that is the part, compatibility with macOS as well as Linux systems, which makes this model a little bit more special versus many of the third-party fingerprint scanners on the market have traditionally only worked with Windows systems, including Ubuntu, Windows 10, Windows 11, etc. So inside the guts of this thing technically is similar to something like an ESP32 microcontroller, but it actually has a RISC-V processor inside, and the internals are sufficient for storing around 5 fingerprints at a time, which you can manage using their companion app. You're able to register just by tapping your finger across different positions a couple of times, and then it will be saved into the built-in storage. And as far as wireless connectivity, it operates using Bluetooth LE 5.4, claims to be energy efficient enough to operate up to 2 months or even 3 months if you're using it more sporadically before having to recharge it again using USB Type-C, so pretty power efficient. So at this point, you might be thinking, that's cool, but are there any security implications or trade-offs? For example, Bluetooth devices are notoriously not quite as secure, and they might be more vulnerable to man-in-the-middle attacks. Like if someone else tries to connect wirelessly to this thing, are they able to gain access to your password or fingerprint data? Well, their response is they have encrypted it with adding exchange and signature verification when you are connecting to other devices by Bluetooth. So it tries to protect against man-in-the-middle attacks by using P256 as well as HMAC SHA-256 protocols. And that might sound like a bit of a mouthful, but it means that if you are trying to connect to the Bluetooth device from an unauthorized computer or phone after it's been set up, you're not going to be able to simply pair with it and gain access to the data as easily, because it requires that specific authentication as well as software part for it to be recognized and functional. Now, the other part of the claims here would be, again, the data is not stored over the cloud. It's all locally processed on the device itself, which is great. But what if someone else steals your fingerprint scanner? What happens then? Are they able to also connect it to another computer and somehow bypass some of your login data? Well, on that point, I would say definitely keep it somewhere safe, but I think this is more designed for in-the-home use anyways, rather than being always carried around. But if you're simply putting it on your desk setup in your office space, and you have a moderate level of security in your home, like you're not letting strangers wander into your space, then I think it should be mostly fine. Similar to keeping computers and phones safe when you're carrying them around, it is a normal level of risk. And something else that they've built in is apparently there are some sensors underneath the 4 screws. So if someone tries to open it up and gain access to the actual PCB board, it will detect it and can actually clear critical binding and key material as part of tamper protection built on in. If someone tries to open it up, basically clearing some of your secure fingerprint data. Otherwise, this is actually an open source product as well, meaning that all of the repository of code is available on their GitHub page. So there is transparency there. Anyone is able to validate the code, as well as learn more about the schematics, the different components that they're using to build this thing, find additional software updates, and also download the companion app available again for different operating systems from that page as well. Now, a couple of other quick top-line specs. It supports SSH, which is the secure protocol used to log into servers of up to 32 SSH keys. Furthermore, the device can also store up to 50 API keys, also in the built-in hardware, which is never accessible by the computer's memory. It tries to be hack-proof there as well. Furthermore, it can also be used for two-factor authentication. So for example, if you're trying to sign into a certain website like social media or shopping apps, 2FA is often set up or recommended for an added layer of security, aside from only adding a password. So this thing basically will generate a 6-digit TOTP code, which is then released using the fingerprint authentication without any phone app required. So acting as a physical security key, it's able to store up to 128 two-factor authentication codes inside. So again, that could be your email, shopping, etc., different websites that you're visiting. So yeah, whether you're trying to use it casually, basically tap to unlock to get into the operating system, or if you are a developer or just working on different websites, you want to save yourself time from typing in the long password string every time. Those are all a couple of different applications where something like this can be handy. Again, since all the fingerprint data is locally matched, there is no need for internet connectivity. Everything can be completely offline, staying in the hardware itself, all while looking relatively elegant. Again, it's crafted out of an aluminum alloy shell, so it does have the same build and design language as a Mac or Apple product. A simple LED status light here on the front, as well as the fingerprint scanner. The region is relatively large in terms of surface, comfortable enough to use, and then just Type-C there on the back for charging. And then on the back, we have a circular design, again, similar to a Mac Mini, that has a soft touch rubber that makes it resistant on sliding around if you're putting it down to a desk. There's also going to be just a power on and off switch here, as well as a reset/initial pairing key. So relatively simple and straightforward. You can also pair this thing obviously with any desktop setup of your choice, including mechanical keyboards and other keyboards, the majority of which will not have a built-in fingerprint scanner, obviously, especially again with macOS computers. So now this adds that functionality over. You can connect it to a larger monitor or TV as you're getting work done, typing things out, and then simply tap there every time you're trying to enter a more complex password or string. So yeah, looking pretty elegant, and even if you have a macOS laptop, a newer generation device which does have Touch ID, it still saves you from having to open up the computer every single time if you have it connected to a monitor on a dock, as well as reaching out further just to tap there when this can be positioned a little bit more freely. Again, it's completely wireless. Recognition speed is also relatively fast, taking less than 0.5 seconds to unlock. So really just a split second, just tapping on basically a password field, and then tap on the sensor there for it to basically autofill, and then you're able to get into the system. Again, if you are a programmer trying to commit different code, you're able to sign it off with this one tap. And then the other slight con is, yes, you can operate it while it's plugged in into USB at the same time, but because this thing is so small, roughly the size of an Oreo cookie, it's extremely lightweight. So if you have a very heavy cable, sometimes the wire can tug the fingerprint reader around on a desk, which is why it tends to work best when it's detached in this wireless mode because it is so light. So just keep that in mind. If you have a really rigid cable, it might not be the best fit there. I would recommend, if you had to use it in the wired connection, picking a shorter cable. Maybe something that looks like this, where it just very quickly tugs into the side of the computer. Without the wire tugging it around, it's going to be a little more stable if you had to use it while being plugged in. So there we have it, a very quick hands-on look at this Emu Rock wireless fingerprint scanner, one of the only models currently that's officially compatible with macOS, Linux, and Windows computers. Again, on Windows, it's not as special to have a fingerprint scanner because the operating system is a little bit more flexible. Microsoft allows you to use pretty much any third-party fingerprint scanner for login, but unfortunately, Apple products historically have been more locked down, but it seems like community members have found a kind of workaround using this type of approach, basically recognizing it as a smart card device, giving you Touch ID-esque functionality for login, powered by a small microcontroller, and also looking very sleek and elegant at a price point which is going to be significantly less compared to an official Magic keyboard with Touch ID. Also, again, if you want to use your existing keyboard setup, mechanical keyboards, you're able to still do that using an accessory like this. It basically adds it onto the side of your keyboard for a desk setup, instead of forcing you to use Apple's keyboard, which is not going to be mechanical, not quite as satisfying to type on, the switches are not as customizable. This allows you to kind of DIY your own approach, combining your physical keyboard with now fingerprint recognition. So yeah, pretty neat. And again, if you are a MacBook Neo base edition owner, or using a desktop computer that doesn't have a fingerprint scanner, something like this can be very handy. So you can check out more details if you're interested in the links down below. It is launching initially through Kickstarter, but again, all the code is already available on their GitHub page. Since this type of workaround seems to be gaining traction a little bit more, there's already been a few other publications, but previously you had to kind of assemble it yourself or purchase all the parts and then string it together. This is now basically taking that idea and making it more commercially available. If you want to save yourself a little bit of time, also having slightly improved build quality in terms of tamper resistance, a little bit more added security for the Bluetooth component, as well as additional compatibility with Linux and Windows added as well. So thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That has been the Emu Rock wireless fingerprint reader or scanner for desktops and laptops alike.